need these, but I recommend some kind of pads, some kind of heavy bag, and we're going to show you how to do that and stiffen up your punches so that they punch through straight lines and through your opponent, so they don't get to shrug you off, come underneath, work around the edges, and get you from the side. So we're going to start out, and what I'm going to do is just shoot something here. We're going to work our crash position, our block, and shoot our elbows up, as if I'm throwing either a straight or a semi-looping right hand like this. Right? Work it. Press your body into the guy. I want you to start sliding in there. Once again, guys, this really hurts. If it's full tilt, it hurts bad, okay? That's the way I want you to work it. Look, I'm trying to push his hand a little bit. I can't. It's very difficult to do because he has a great line on his body now. Okay, we've done this before. And we've done, I'll tell you what, we've both been around the business for a little while, Roger and I both, and we haven't trained this for but maybe 6 hours tops. And it's already working great. And it's easier to take a guy off the street and teach him something brand new than to take a guy that's been doing this for 30 years and teach him something and reteach him something he's already done. So if we can do this in 6 hours, I promise you, so can you.
Hey, it's Jimbo here with another tip. Okay, this one's a little gory, but in a life and death struggle, you'll need to know this because people get robbed, beaten, and killed every day. For the last 25 years, I've worked with experienced street fighters and U.S. Special Forces who've seen a lot of bloody combat. One Green Beret buddy of mine was telling me about the time he witnessed a man who was hacked to death by an opponent wielding a machete. What my friend found shocking was that the victim didn't even try to fight back. He just froze up in place and then soon afterwards was killed. Okay, this so-called brain freeze is actually quite common in deadly combat, and so we put together a video to help you with a couple of things. Number one, how to avoid freezing up in a potentially lethal confrontation. And number two, you'll discover a handful of simple military moves that can kill a man using nothing but your bare hands. The moves you'll discover are brutal and lethal. I would show them to you right now, but this lethal lesson has been banned from this platform. If I showed it to you here, they would shut down this channel for sure. So I hosted the video on a different platform. It's free. You can get to the link in the description right now to get it for free. Get there now. Yeah, it's brutal, but when your life is on the line, this is priceless stuff. Okay, let's move on to our next tip.
Hey crew, Mark Hadmaker here. We've been talking about, revisiting old illegal boxing, savage strikes, old school meanness. We're still on that theme, but let's cover something a little bit seemingly esoteric, but not at all. It's got a great deal of utility to it. To the old timers, to the early days, when bare knucklers and on up, and even if you're just doing a lot of weapons work with big knives and tomahawks, hell, battle axes, old timers were really big on equalization of strength, meaning you just don't want the big muscles or muscles that work for you. You also want tendon strength for you. You want ligament strength. You're going to make sure there's a good integrity all around each and every joint. You with me? I think you are. And let's be clear, we're not talking on grip equalization. It's not necessarily strength exercise. It's like I can close those big grippers. I'm doing some big heavy wrist curls or anything. It's more about just making sure that these fingers and thumbs, everything operates with maximum mechanical advantage all up and down the digitary line, as it were. The first exercise I'm going to give you is just called a straight turn. You're going to grab something here. I've got these two bars I've just pulled off, the dip bars off of a squat rack. They weigh about 3 to 5 pounds. You want to have something with a little bit of weight on them. And I'm only going to demo everything with one hand here so we can see what we're talking about. I'm going to pick this thing up and for 1 minute straight, I'm going to white knuckle it. I'm going to crush the metal in this thing for 1 minute straight, and I want it to be equalized. I want to make sure, since I'm already aware of inequalities through this test, I want to make sure I'm crushing equally, but I want my arm completely straight in front of me, and I'm going to move it while I'm crushing equal. I'm not doing it right now, but you should be white knuckle. I'm going to move to the maximum with this internal rotation to the external rotation. I'm just moving back and forth for the entire minute. Maximum grip, maximum crushing power the entire way, back and forth. Make sure I use no momentum. I'm not trying to inertia past what my range of motion is. I'm going to make sure I'm controlling it through every bit of the way, just back and forth for the entire minute. As soon as that minute timer is up, hit it again, Pull your elbow back to 90 degree, same thing. Do not let up when you're crushing your white knuckling. You move them back and forth in this internal and external rotation and hard as you can. You are never, notice I even put that down, you're never doing this. You're not trying to swing and move past. Grip equalization is not about mobility, it's not about trying, I'm going to do lots of wrist exercise and stretching. If anything, this is going to hurt the actual equalization. You want to be able to control through your ranges of motion and not trying to stretch and push yourself beyond the ranges of motion, because that will also set you up for more dysfunction and the inequalities. So you've got the straight turn and you've got the bent turn. Fairly easy, right? Next, you want to grab yourself, it could be your battle axe, your sledgehammer. Use this way you can know that you're able to constantly adjust the weight, where the closer we hold to the head, the more weight and resistance we're feeling. Obviously, the more we go to the end of it, the less weight we're feeling right here, and the further out on the handle we move, you're going to have the more weight. But just to keep everything in frame here, I'm going to go with just using a standard tomahawk. And again, there's likely not enough weight on here to really do me any good, but just it does stand for demonstration purposes. And the first lift we're going to do is just a thumb lift, meaning I'm going to grip this all the way at the end because there's no weight on it, and I'm going to be lifting towards my thumb. And I want my arm straight while I'm doing this, so the head's going to hang all the way down. I'm going to go 1 second up, and then I'm going to take about 5 seconds to put that back down. So I'm lifting towards the thumb side, about 1 up, and I'm taking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, back down. Again, there's not enough on here to do me any good. Be better off to choke up onto like a sledgehammer. But while I'm doing it, I'm white knuckling it the entire way. And the other thing I need to think about, there's a tendency when you're lifting any sort of weight on this, is you'll have a tendency to think on this one with the thumb lift, you'll be thinking more about your thumb and your index and your middle finger, because you're thinking that's where I can feel all the pressure and I want to lift more with these. But what you want to think about is making sure that all the digits are equally engaged where you're moving through. Remember, we're thinking about equalization and not trying to separate the fingers down the line. Usually that's where some of our problems in the elbows and the wrist and the hand are coming from. The next thing after you, let's hit about 8 repetitions of that. Turn that around and go lift from the pinky side. We're doing the exact same thing, about 1 second up, about 5 seconds on the way back down. Exactly the same sort of thing. We're using white knuckling the entire time. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze the entire way. As soon as that is done, you're going to go right back to those turns. You're going to give yourself, I'm going to choke up a little bit on it right here. You're going to be squeezing hard and fast as you can, but this time we have a little bit of weight that's going off of each side, so we're doing those exact same turns we talked about. And again, white knuckling the whole way. Don't let this dip past your range of motion. Again, you're not trying to stretch. You're trying to control your strength, your equalization, and all range of comfortable motion for you. Over time, there might be a little bit of a change in the range of motion, but you're mainly talking about equalizing everything. And then once you've done it straight, take it back to that bent turn. You're going to be moving it through that 90-degree bend in the elbow, back and forth, exactly like that. Just moving back and forth, hang on. Again, there's not enough weight on the head of this to really matter. It's going to be better off to work off that tomahawk. I'll give you one more exercise with it while you're doing it, since we've already worked and blew out those flexors. And keep in mind, you should be doing all this in sequence for this grip equalization. So for example, you would be doing like that straight turn we just talked about for a minute, bent turn for a minute, then you can do the thumb lift for about 8 reps, pinky lift for about a minute, then you're going to give yourself the weighted turns, then you're going to have the bent turns for about a minute, then as soon as, all right down the line, you can have both hands going at the same time, equalizing, squeezing like an SOB, white knuckling the whole thing. To finish it off, since you've worked on those flexors, you're also going to work on those extensors as well. So we call it just a straight bye-bye. So we see this hand waving bye-bye to everyone. You're going to give resistance with the other hand, and so we're going to resist going up about that 1 second and about that 5 second down. But the key is here, when we're doing it, we don't want to do it with the bent elbow. You're going to want to straighten this thing out, because this will really start telling if you've got already pre-existing elbow pain, wrist pain, but primarily elbow, you're going to feel it when it gets extended out. So about 1 second out, about 5 seconds on the way back in. That's what you're just finishing up with right in there. 1 out, and then about 5 seconds back in. Give yourself about 15, 20 of those reps. So you run those straight down the line. The arms will feel a bit blown out, not like you've done a big wrist curl or workout, anything like that. We're mainly trying to make sure that these digits work in all these ranges of motion, equalize, so when we're back to throwing this fist, a lot of the upcoming material is going to make more sense for you. And again, you can continue on with this in your vehicle while you're driving around. If you've got something, you have a roll of quarters, again, back to that tactical torch, whatever it is, you can just grab that thing, and since this the base of this thing, the cylinder of this thing is so strong, you can work on grip equalization. Where you're sitting near the stoplight, you are white knuckling as hard as you can, paying close attention to make sure that you're being equalized all the way up and down the line. So whether, again, it's your weapons work, or your bare fist work, or hell, even your grappling work, you're getting a hold of someone, you're being equalized, strengthening the tendons, the ligaments, and the muscles at the same time, like an old timer.
Thanks for watching our video lessons here at TRS Direct. Hit the like button down below and consider subscribing to our channel here on YouTube. Hit the bell icon and we'll send you a notification when there's a new lesson available. Thanks again for watching.